Hello lovely people, how are you all today? I hope you're all well. Excuse my slightly dishevelled state. We have had one of our little work parties today down at the allotment to just do all the sort of the communal jobs. It's boiling hot. Actually, we're just past midday and everybody's now gone home. All on my lonesome. So I just came to the shed for a bit of shade, just be lost in my own thoughts, and I got to thinking and I thought, I know, why don't I do my thinking in the shed today instead of at home like I normally do, because we're at the end of another month. How does it happen? Honestly, this year, since January, has just flown by, but in particular June, I honestly don't know where it went. Excuse me a sec. Actually, I've heard loads of people say the same, that this month has flown by. Someone asked me a few days ago what my plans were for my birthday, and I said, I haven't even thought about it yet. And it's just days away. Anyway, so June, what a bonkers month. Some ups, some downs, just this kind of crazy carousel, but some really good lessons learned and some really good, I think, some structures put in place for going forward. So the main thing that I wanted to do this month, well, there are two main things. One, the garden, as always, it's always going to be a priority because it's my food. And it has been a struggle this year to get the garden going. It's just about going, as you'll have seen from gardening videos, but I've actually ended up with not much time to do the garden because I've been spending a lot of time at home on the computer. So as most of you know by now, one of the big things was to get my shop sorted, my little online shop. It's been something I've been wanting to do for ages and ages and ages. I hadn't thought about it as a shop for the bunting originally. It was more the idea that I wanted a little shop to sell second-hand bits and pieces, just little one-off bits and bobs that I was picking up here and there and cleaning up and doing up and what have you. And I think it was at some point last summer when someone asked me to make some bunting for them, having seen the stuff in my shed, and then quite a few other people started mentioning it. I thought, maybe I should start making bunting to sell in a shop online. So the idea was kind of gathering momentum sort of in sort of January, February, what have you. But then the spring hit, March, April, May, and suddenly the garden was really, really busy. Partly the condition of the soil this year made things more tricky, made extra work for me, if you like, and also with having to do multiple sowings, this, that and the other. Anyway, before I knew it, we shot through March, shot through April, clawing our way through May, and I still hadn't done anything about it. So I absolutely made myself do it for June. I said to myself, you are not going through another month without getting this little businessy thing going. You have to do it. And it wasn't easy because of the computer, because I'm not computer literate by any means. The very fact that I can make a video, put it on the computer, edit it, put it onto YouTube, chat to you guys on Facebook as well, it's a minor miracle that I can do any of that. So it was a real trial to do that, and I'll be honest with you, there were times I was beyond hating it and getting so wound up and stressed by it. It's so not my natural setting, if you like. And I think there was one day I was sort of at my desk for about 14 hours, stubbornly, determinedly trying to work out, for instance, on that day, trying to work out how to sort out postage. So it's kind of, in a way, I'm saying all this because it's my roundabout way of telling you about what I've learned this month. Oh, excuse me a sec, I'm just getting comfy. Yeah, I think I'd had 2 or 3 days of bashing away on the computer, which, as I say, I don't like. I don't enjoy it one jot. I think part of it, I was kind of mentioning this to someone the other day, I think part of it is because I'm a natural problem solver. If there's a problem, the cogs go and I work out a way how to get over that problem. What do I need physically? What do I need to sort out that problem? What do I need time-wise, etc., that sort of thing. And for the most part, I do solve my own problems, which is really, really important if you're trying to live a self-reliant life, is that, you know, whether it be, oh, I don't know, something goes wrong with the plumbing. What do I need to sort it? Okay, the first thing I might need is a manual of how to do plumbing, or good old YouTube. There's so many great videos on YouTube. Do I need a specific tool for the job? Is it a tool I don't have? Do I have a friend who might have that tool? Give that friend a call. May I borrow your tool, please? I'll pay you back with a cup of tea, or, you know, what, that sort of thing. So what's the problem? Break down into stages of how can I solve the problem. That's just a little card flying off the shelf because a beautiful breeze came in. So with the computer, whenever there were problems, I don't even know where to begin to solve the problem. I haven't got a Scooby-Doo, no chance. So by the end of that, I don't know, it'd been going on for days, but by the end of that really, really, really long day, it got to about, it was about 7 o'clock in the evening. I'd been on the computer since 5 because I couldn't sleep. I had to come to the garden to water. Thank goodness for the garden and a bit of clarity. So I did all my watering, and then very simply I just sat outside the shed for an hour just to relax. And I made the decision that I would have one more try at it the following day. I'd have 3 or 4 hours, and if after that I couldn't do it, I would have to pay for someone to give me a hand. And I think that's a really, really important lesson for me, and maybe for you, you may recognise similar traits in yourself. It's that thing of, it's sort of knowing when to quit. It's not quitting as such, but it's that thing of admitting defeat and saying, I actually can't do this. I can't manage. Whether it's asking for someone for help, whatever it is, I find it really hard to ask for help. But also I know that I'm really, really stubborn, and if I want to do something, once I've set my mind to it, I don't want to be thrown off course. I'm almost belligerent about seeing something through. So it's kind of been a really good wake-up call for me, all this computer stuff, to say, you know what, actually the smart thing to do is to put your hand up and say, I can't do it, I need help, rather than wasting hour after hour after hour out of whether it's stubbornness, belligerence, pride, I don't know, I probably have a little bit of all of those. But what's the point? What is the point of flogging yourself and getting nowhere? Like I said, the smart thing to do is to recognise that you're getting nowhere and to draw a line and say, right, I need help. And I think in some ways that's been a little bit true of the garden this year too. So that over the course of June, you know, I was getting in a right tizzy towards the end of May about so many things weren't working, things weren't germinating, things that had germinated were dying, things were getting eaten. But actually, you know, again, it's that thing of recognising a situation for what it is, as in, I can't control what's happening. well, some of what's happening. I can't control the weather. I can't control the slugs completely. Are there things I can do to solve the problem? And are there things which are just so far out of my hands? I have to say, you know what? There's no point of me banging my head against the wall over and over and over again. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work. It's been a really hard one for me to kind of learn and accept, and I think that will be an ongoing thing probably for me. Yeah, so I need more water. It's a hot day. I'm delighted, I'm so pleased that at the end of June I've begun the process of getting my shop sorted, and it will continue, and there's all sorts of other stuff going on with it and to go on with it, which I'll get on with, which leads me to another thing that I'm really happy about, is that I finally, where are we, 14 months after stopping work, I finally am starting to see how I can have a shape to my day. Okay, in an ideal world, I would be in the garden all day, every day. When I'm not actually tinkering with the garden, I'd be reading a book, I would love that. That's not practical, pardon me. I feel over the course of the year, the last 14 months, there have been moments that have been really chaotic because of things beyond my control, but that I've had to respond to. There have been other things which have been a bit chaotic, and that's my fault because I haven't kind of taken that time out to say, right, okay, one step at a time, Vivi, just go one step at a time. But gradually over the last few weeks, that's sort of been what's happening, and I think there's a huge lesson in that for all of us, that I think sometimes when you're seeing everything that needs doing or sorting or, you know, some kind of dealing with, that we can't see the wood for the trees. So I've definitely learned that I need to sometimes take a step back to see, excuse me, oh, excuse me, I think I have adult onset hay fever. Yeah, sometimes, like I was saying about with the computer, where I'm just kind of going, oh, I need to do it, I must do it, and just carrying on and carrying on and carrying on, and actually getting nowhere. With so many things in life, sometimes the best thing, instead of pushing forward, is to actually take a step back. Just take a step back from all of it and try to see the individual parts of the picture. And once you can see the individual parts of the picture, one of those individual things can then be dealt with. So I feel like, having done that to an extent over the last few weeks, I now can see, oh, that's how my day can be. So getting back to that idea of structure, rather than just being in the garden all day, every day, of saying, oh, okay, I'm starting to find a rhythm for my new life now. I need to spend, you know, X amount of time on the computer. I need to spend, oh, filthy nails, sorry. I need to spend X amount of time in the garden. I need to spend X amount of time actually on myself doing nothing. X amount of time with friends and family. X amount of time sewing, that sort of thing. So having kind of moved forward this month, having also taken some steps back in order to move forward, I do feel a kind of sense of relief now that, yes, there may actually finally be some structure to my days, and that may in turn help me to achieve more than when I'm sort of running around trying to do everything at once. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. So yeah, it's been a really productive month. I've gotten to the end of the month in one piece, just about. This video is probably going to be later than I would normally get this up by the end of the month. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's fine, I'll catch up with myself. But the main things are my time, I can see how I need to use my time more effectively. The garden is finally starting to come to life a bit. I'm really, really low on food, stored food. I've got enough. It's fine, but it's kind of scarily low. Yeah, so I feel like it's been a great month. I feel really, really proud to have got through it without going completely doolally and without smashing anything and without throwing my computer out of the window of my 3rd floor flat. Really proud of myself for not doing that. Oy vey. So, you know, there we go. That's another month I can say, tick. I managed it on my own, mostly, apart from one visit to the computer shop to get the man to do something to my computer to make it work again. But apart from that, yeah, doing it for myself and doing it on my own, and it feels great. And I can't wait for the rest of this summer. Oh, wonderful. So I hope you are all happy and well. I hope those of you who are doing it for yourself are enjoying it and hopefully finding sooner than I have a bit of a pattern, a bit of a routine, a bit of a way to do it. It'll probably all change again by autumn. I'll probably be in a complete flap again by harvest time. It's my prerogative to be in a flap come harvest time. But yeah, whatever you're all up to, you know, I hope you're managing, I hope you're happy. And the main thing is, if you feel that you're getting bogged down in it all, take a step back, maybe even with a friend or someone impartial. Just talk it all out. Maybe scratch it all down on paper so you can see all the different parts that are cluttering your head and stopping you from moving forward. And maybe just pick one of those things and say, right, that's the thing that needs seeing to kind of unclog me, as it were. Yeah, give it a go. Take a step back, take a chill for a minute, sit outside your shed for half an hour. That breeze is picking up, it's gorgeous. That's my cue, I think, to say cheerio to you all. Stay well, and hopefully when I catch up with you in another month, I'll catch up with you before, but you know what I mean, I'll be even more chilled out. Until then, I'm going to get back into the garden. Have a wonderful day, whatever you're up to, and take care of yourselves.